Thanks for coming back. Dan Frall here. Today I'm going to be going over how to do a recurve, or a blade that's got a shape not flat and without a traditional belly. To do that, I'm not going to be using, I need to get to the edge of the stone, so I'm going to be using my the Shapton. It's a nice little cool setup, pretty new, that came out. Comes with 3 stones in this stone holder. So I'm going to start off with the 25 micron ceramic stone, and to show you the quality or the condition of the knife, up near the tip I get some cutting. Near the bottom though is mostly tearing, so, or pretty much forced to get it through, and then it just blasts through. So what we're gonna do is get some water. I use Honrite and water when I use my ceramics. So again, you want to get to the edge of the stone. So you're going to start still locking your wrist here, but you're going to start and basically come down. You don't want to roll the tip over like that, but you need to sharpen along that edge at the right angle, at the correct angle. And then when you do you can do the tip up on the flat part, because you've got a little bit of space. But again, the bigger problem area was in the back here. So we're just starting out with the 25 micron, and then we'll work our way up. It comes with a 25 micron, this setup. I think it's about 300 bucks. Comes with a 25 micron, about a 6 or 6.5 micron, and then a 0.44 micron, which is about a 30,000 grit stone. So it's a pretty cool setup for your smaller applications. And we're gonna work this until we get a burr. Let's check that. Yeah, I can see it. I'm gonna keep going. Let's dry this off a little bit. I'm gonna look under the microscope too, but Let's see if I can see the burr. I use a, this is like a Carson brand. This is my favorite one. It's a 20 to 40 magnification, little magnifier with a light on the bottom when you push that button. They sell like a ton of different variations of this. This one is my favorite out of all of them though, because about 30x is the right amount of magnification to see your scratch pattern on the blade. So I do this pretty frequently, and that tells me when I am at the bevel, or if I'm on the shoulder or not. But this and the burr test along with the Sharpie test, those are all great tactics still. So I've got a burr going, so we are gonna switch up and go the opposite way now. And what I'm gonna do is rotate the stone around so I wear the edge evenly. It's just good practice. And this will end up rounding over the edge of your stone, which is okay. A lot of people actually will take like a Nagura stone or one of these groomers that I've used before, and they will round the edges for exactly this purpose, to do concave sharpening. So, and let's get a little more water on that side. If you've got any questions about this little Shapton ceramic setup, feel free to throw a comment below. I do answer all of my comments and questions. So there we go. Again, I'm going to dry this off a little bit. I'll check for the burr again. I'll check under the microscope, make sure that the wearing or the scratch pattern is even. And that I've gotten all the way through it. And then we'll move on to the next stone. All right, so we're still sharpening our bird's eye knife or hook knife. This Wusthof classic icon here, and what we're gonna be sharpening on next is our 6.7 micron ceramic Shapton stone here. And we're going to just repeat that process of using the edge. And it's important to use the same angle on the knife that you started with, so you're on the bevel again. You don't want to be changing that. So the more that you sharpen, the more you sharpen in general, that's going to get you a good muscle memory. And what that'll do is make it so that you're consistent. Consistency is paramount when it comes to sharpening, because you've got to find that bevel and you've got to minimize all the extra movement and try and get it very planar so that you are sharpening the bevel without going over or under that magic angle that your blade is at. So I'll do the tip up here a little bit, the point. All right. I'll flip the stone around again, turn the knife over, get that side a little bit wet. You want to go all the way to the end. So just do short little motions when you get to the ends. And when you get to the point you don't want to round over. So you don't want to pull that over the edge. That'll give you like a rounded point instead of a nice sharp pointy tip to the knife. So that's why I'm keeping it up here on the top and try not to round it off. One thing I forgot to mention, as I'm going to work on this 9.7 micron stone again with this knife to get the 25 micron scratches out, is that this Shapton stone holder, this kit, it comes as a kit. You can only get it as a kit. Comes with the 3 stones, and it also comes with a lapping plate. So I'm working on the stone a little bit. Might as well use the lapping plate. The other neat thing is that these glass stones are 7 mils thick, so they're 2 mils thicker than a traditional Shapton glass stone. So for comparison's sake, here is a standard Shapton 500 mesh. I've used it, but you can get a reference here, the thickness on the 25 micron stone. It's definitely thicker than the 500 grit stone. So they give you a little bit of extra sharpening material. 2 extra mils, so It's almost 50%. And if you end up already having, I've got a lot of Shapton stones. If you already have the Shapton stone holder, this other kit fits right on top of it. So so we're just gonna keep on sharpening this knife to remove the 25 grit scratches. Whoops, don't want to do that too much. I'll put my finger here as a guide. And I found that it's a really good kit for, especially if you need just like some portability. It gives you a good range of stones. It's still Shapton quality, super high quality. And you're not able to purchase any of the pieces individually. It's only sold as a set. So I thought that was kind of neat as well, as a kind of a sharpening collector. I have lots and lots of different stones. I started my journey way back when, probably 10 years ago, on Arkansas natural stones, not knowing anything about sharpening, because Arkansas stones are fairly affordable compared to Shapton stones, and they also kind of have this concept or idea that there's only like 3 grits compared to maybe like 8 different grits of the Shapton and Nanohone and the Neve varieties. So I thought it was kind of a budget option, a budget friendly option when I first started, and it was great. I didn't know any better. They were great stones to learn on because you can't really ding them. Obviously, if you drop them or something, you break them, but they're not the fastest cutting, obviously, and I didn't know any better, so it took as long as it took to get the knives sharp or the blades sharp. I'm also a woodworker, so I sharpen my planes, hand plane blades and chisels using these stones. And so let's see, that was the 6.7. So now we're gonna step this up to the 0.44, which is about a 30,000 grit stone. I don't even think I've used this yet, so we'll break it in with our Wüsthof knife here. I'm gonna slide the stage over just a smidge. And I'm not gonna do this for very long on this stone. I'm just gonna polish the edge a little bit, because all I'm doing now is polishing at this point. When you get up into this high of a grit, really anything above about 3, 4, 5,000 grit, you're more or less polishing, as opposed to forming the apex of the blade. So we're just going to do a few light passes here, and then I'm going to strop it, and then we're going to do a paper cutting test again and make sure that we're cutting paper well. So I'm going to dry this off. One thing I'm gonna use that's pretty nice is I've got a 1 micron nano hone diamond resin strop stick that looks like this. It's real long, comes with a handle. I can set it right here on my bench and use the length of it. Oh yeah, I don't want to cut into it, so let me move this stone. This is a stropping, or a strop, so I want to start with reverse passes, and because it's so long, I can really spend time on it. And because it's skinny, I'm able to do this recurve or bird's eye. Am I saying bird's eye or bird's beak knife? Do alternating passes. Alright, and then let's give paper a shot again. Alright, here's the test. Hold it up here. Let's see if we can cut some paper here. Alright. Very nice. Let's see if we can cut it at the heel. Oh, that tore. It is cutting at the heel. So this is, I'm not going for an ultimate sharpness test here. This is just a kitchen knife that I'm tuning up, and that's plenty sharp for my kitchen right now. There's other knives that I will attempt to get much sharper, but I'll save that for other videos. So I appreciate you watching, and I would also appreciate if you share this video, like and subscribe this channel, the video, and I'll keep on pumping out more videos so we can each learn together. All right, Damper all out.